My name is Dave Taylor. I read rocks. They have a story to tell. Algonquin rocks hold other secrets. These big rocks seem somehow out of place. How did they get here? What could have moved them? What carried those rocks also helped create the broad river valley at Riverwood. The same force of nature smoothed this cliff face. What could be powerful enough to literally move mountains and carve valleys? The answer? Ice. Lots and lots of ice. Or more correctly, glaciers. Massive, huge rivers of ice. If we could go back in time 15,000 years ago, this would have been the scene where Toronto now stands. I pasted on an image of Toronto today to give you some idea of the scale. The top of the glacier was at least 3 times higher than the CN Towers today. In some places, the glacier was over 3 kilometers thick. You could bury 9 CN Towers stacked one on top of each other in that ice. That is a lot of ice. North America 20,000 years before the present. The Ice Age is at its height. Virtually all of Canada is covered. There is so much water locked up in the ice that the ocean is over 100 meters lower than it is today. New land is created. Can you find any examples? Does this look familiar? Do you recognize anything? This is what Ontario and the St. Lawrence Valley looked like 100,000 years ago. Note the main rock types and features. Canadian Shield was igneous and metamorphic rock. Below that was sedimentary rocks. And you had the Appalachian Mountains and then more sedimentary rocks. 27,000 years ago before present, the ice field is at its maximum extent. The red dot is Riverwood. Now we are 12,000 years before present. 11,000 years before present. 10,400 years before present. 9,000 years before present. 8,200 years before present. Today, the Great Lakes were dug out by the glaciers. The softer sedimentary rocks were easy to push away. Igneous and metamorphic rocks from the shield were also carried away. These rocks resisted the glacier's force, and deep lakes were not formed there. Instead, many smaller lakes were created. By going backwards and forwards through these last few pictures, you can see that the glaciers advanced and retreated. This happened many times. Here's an example. The effects of the Ice Age are all around us. The sandy beaches and soils of Ontario are the results of eroded and ground-up rocks left behind by the glaciers. All over the province you can find glacial erratics. These are rocks carried hundreds, sometimes thousands of kilometers from where the glacier picked them up and carried them away. Look carefully at this picture. A glacier has left its trail. Can you see it? It's a story written in the rocks. I marked some of the lines. These marks, called glacial striations, were made when the glacier pushed harder rocks over the rock below. The hard rocks scratched the surface. They show us the direction the ice field was moving. The forces that help create sedimentary rocks are still at work today. There are still glaciers grinding mountains down. The wind still blows, the rain still falls, and the climate changes